Hi. Good morning. Um, I'm hoping to be able to post this where there's still a week left before the new year. Um, right now, or well, my timeline is 2 weeks before. I just finished my last week of work. It's been a wild ride, that's for sure. I haven't been able to sleep these last few nights, these last few days. So I was really running low on energy, mostly because I was trying to catch up with work. Not even catch up, just trying to meet certain deadlines that I had pushed back. And I'm telling you, you can't make this stuff up. You really can't make this stuff up. I continue to be blown away by God, the universe, source, just how things are just falling into place. This week was really, there was a lot that was supposed to happen this week. Like my calendar was booked. I had a lot of deadlines and reports that I was supposed to do. And a lot of meetings, a lot of responsibilities that were building up. And I mentioned before that a lot of the time that I was dedicating was just energetically of just being worried and still having faith, right? Still having faith that I'm looking at the bigger picture. I'm understanding that I'm letting this go. I'm choosing to let this go. I'm not allowing it to blow up in my face, right? And trying to end in a way where I will find a way to meet and fulfill the tasks that I'm responsible for, that I started, right? To make sure that I at least finish it to a point where someone can come in and take it on. And it was really hard to do this week. Just emotionally, every day there was something emotional every day. And for a brief moment, I really thought it was gonna blow up in my face, right? Because, some of the readings, the collective readings, there was that sense that, for other people, because it's a collective reading, so they pick up on everybody's energy and they try to do their best to separate and say, okay, for some people it's going to be this, for some people it's going to be this, right? And so I've learned that when I listen, right, I have to use discernment. There has to be a level of me knowing myself, my situation, enough to know that's not going to happen to me, that's not going to happen to me, that's the one that's probably going to happen to me, right? And because I've experienced the energy shifting when I was following someone and I made a different choice, and realizing that it's not just me, but a group of me's who made a similar different choice, and it plays out in their reading. You're watching their expression as it changes, like, oh, like this is different from yesterday's message. So I know that our energy has that potential to change, right? And impact each other on top of that. And that continues to amaze me of how strong we can be energetically, right? And I know there's a group of us, because depending on when I watch it, there's like 23,000, likes or views. So I know I'm one of many people who have watched it, one of many people whose energy was contributing, right? Because they present the information as being timeless. When you watch it, it's because they're supposed to, and your energy will come out in that. So I know that I'm not alone. Lately, I've subscribed to my favorite people, and so I get notified when they post something new, so I'm happy to know that I'm one of the few. It's no longer like 2.3 thousand. It's like, oh, a couple hundred people, or 50 people, or so I click the like button to show my support, because I know that whatever they speak, it's been so meaningful to me so far. And so anyways, um I really appreciate when they learn from us, from our energy. And that's why I love following MJ, Soulful Revolution, and she has another one, Souls on Fire, because she picks up, she's so good at what she does. She's been doing it for so many years, and she picks up on the change of the energy, and she already knows, you guys are teaching me something new. And she admits it in the video, and she appreciates us as followers, and she has these live Zoom events on certain days, and we're able to ask questions, and she answers them. So there's this involvement, this engagement that I appreciate so much from her, and just her message overall. The reason why she does what she does is for this higher calling, this higher mission work, where she helps you identify what your purpose in this life is, and how you can help other people, right? It's all about helping each other, and because of that interconnectedness. So I so appreciate the ability to learn from someone who is willing to learn from others. That's the kind of person that I want to surround myself with. That was this month. I try and identify the top 5 people that I want to surround myself with, that I will learn from, right? Because as I know I've shed the light for other people and helped in certain ways, I also need someone to do that for me, that I can keep learning and growing. And she is definitely one of those individuals. So that's my task this month and next month, is to identify those 5 people that I want to surround myself with, that I want to learn and grow from, to just be a better version of myself to help others. So anyways, squirrel. Work. I was talking about work. So I kid you not, the universe stepped in, and as the week was going by, with certain responsibilities, they were literally falling off my plate. Like, this was being canceled, this was being changed, and not blowing up in my face, but just it was almost energetically, it almost felt like there was this understanding with the universe of like, okay, universe, that I'm working on letting this go, right? You've told me that I need to let it go. I'm working on doing it. I'm not going to just be all peace later, you deal with my mess. I want to be able to leave, clean up my mess, and as best as I can, and transition that, because it's such a great agency, and I love the people there, and I know they're not perfect. I know they're trying their best to do what's right, and I know that we live in a world where it's just challenging, to ace it, A plus it, right? And that's where we learn to give each other grace, and we learn to change things. But anyways, so these things were happening this week, and I am so grateful. I am so grateful to God, to Source, to Universe, for working with me and me working with them in this energetic flow. And because there were certain moments where I was a little worried, of things blowing up in my face. And so I'm just so grateful for that support. And I recognize how hard it is to really focus and push yourself in any type of task or work when your heart's not in it anymore. When you've just kind of maxed out for whatever reason. And that's what it's been feeling like for me as I'm going through this week, these last few weeks. My last day is the 31st. And I realized, I'm 39 years old. I'm still learning from my lessons. I'm still making mistakes. I'm still crying like a little kid. And I'm continuing to learn to lean into the discomfort, right? My own discomfort. Learning to allow my heart and my creativity to lead my life, really, truly, and believe in that which I don't see. I am viewing the world through the eyes of a child with endless possibilities versus looking at limitations and blocks. So in the last video, I talked about how people sometimes see me and they think things come easy. But really, I've just made an effort to learn from my mistakes, from the mistakes of others, to listen, and pick the path of least resistance, right? Instead of allowing these tower moments to occur and blow up in my face, I'm choosing to be more aware and divine. And then there's divine intervention, like this week, where things were just falling off. But anyways, I wanted to highlight that, you know, and really highlight the fact that I really hope that through these videos, you know, that level of awareness has increased. I hope you were able to lean into the discomfort with me and look in each of the description box, because I have links there of people that have been really helpful for me that I hope are helpful for you, so that as this last week of the year is here, approaches, that you do what you need to do to for you, whatever your situation may be, right? So that you could release and let go and just prepare for this new year, which is what I'm doing, right? Which is what I'm working on. I hope you do that. I hope you do that. This new person and I are on a break. We're on a break right now. It's been an intense few weeks. Intense, in a good way. And it got to the point, for me anyways, that it almost felt so consuming, in a good way, because I've enjoyed every single moment to the point where I just want to spend every single moment with this person. I shouldn't say that because I'm setting an expectation, but that's how it just feels good, you know, this other person, just being around this other person. And so the intensity scared me. It really did. And it scared me. And with work coming to an end this week too, well, the work week, the long work week I was worried about was coming to an end. Panic and fear crept in, and I do what I do best, which is sometimes self-sabotage. And I attempted to guard my heart, push away, and of course, the worst of it all, I did it all through text. And I actually recently did a few things that maybe I should not have done through text, or I should have picked up the phone and called, right? Communication. You would think I would know, but you know, when you're in it emotionally and it's happening to you, you're bound to make mistakes. And that was the biggest lesson this week for me, was just how I was communicating important, meaningful information through text. And how I know now that I hurt. I hurt people, or caught them off guard, or, you know, created tower moments for them through that. My mistake, right? I realize now. And I know now that it came from an old wound that I had. I mean, the memory came to my mind yesterday, 2 days ago. It literally came to my mind. I was like, that's where it's from, you know? And I had forgotten about it. And This new person being the amazing person that he is, right? Instead of shutting down and not talking to me, or instead of choosing to let me be or run away, he reaches out and he's like, let's talk. Let's not do this through text. Let's talk. And I'm just not used to that, you know? I'm just not used to that. I'm not used to that. So he came over and we talked. And it felt good to be able to talk about it. Something new, right? Something new for me. Anyways, and I told him that, and I thanked him for being the mature one out of us two. And we agreed to take a break. I know for me, you know, this whole space, time, and awareness, I'm learning to balance my needs, voice them appropriately, or my thoughts appropriately as well. And he's giving me space to do that, and I'm grateful for it. And you know, this was something that could have been avoided had we listened to the signs. There were signs all over the place telling us to slow it down. Things were popping up telling us to slow it down, and we weren't listening. And to avoid this little tower moment, and I know I brought it to his attention before this tower moment happened. I'm like, you know, the universe keeps bringing us signs to slow down, and we were totally slowing it down before in certain parts of our lives. But I this particular month, I was being called to go within, to make space, and I didn't know how to communicate that. Hence the mini tower moment. But it's funny how how God, source, universe talks to us when we listen, right? When we learn about the signs and the symbols, and we choose to believe. So right before he came over, a spider showed up on my wall. Pretty big sucker. And for those of you who know me, I'm not a big spider person. I kind of panic and freak out. But I've learned to honor them and appreciate them and respect them for what they are and what they do. So anyways, I captured it. Kicking and screaming, I was capturing it, and I let it go outside. This was right before he came. And the last time I had encountered a spider, I kid you not, it came from the ceiling. I want to say it was probably the fan in my living room, and it, like, right here, like I almost felt its little wind as it fell on my table. I was in the middle of uploading the first batch of these videos onto YouTube, and I was just so adamant, and I was in my head. Sometimes when I get this energetic, like creative, like, space, I'm like, I need to do this, and I'm just like in it. And I was in it with these videos, and I was texting my friend, I'm like, I need to upload these now, like they need to be out there now. And I felt bad that I was putting a lot of pressure on him, but I just kind of had to get it done, right? So this spider with, like, it came down so fast that I felt the little wind on my face and it made a noise on the table, and I was freaking out. I'm telling my friend, don't kill it, just capture it and let it go. So he did, and then I looked it up, and then he's like, I wonder if that means anything. So I looked it up, dude. I kid you not. It said to not stop what I was doing, to keep working in the middle of the night, because like a busy spider at night, they're creating this beautiful web that in the morning we see the beauty and the intricacies and just how it's woven, right? And so I was just like, it's a sign that we need to keep working, that this is, you know, all in divine timing, right? And so this time I looked it up also because I remembered that last time and I looked it up. Before you came over, you know what it said? It said to be patient, to take it slow, and embrace the feminine energy of creation. You can't make this stuff up. So I actually had a moment, and I'm not going to talk about it because it's already 20 minutes in, and I'm trying to keep these videos short. But you know, I had last night, I couldn't sleep, and my thoughts and videos were popping up, and I was just writing stuff down, post-its. My door is getting full of post-its right now because I've covered all the other areas in my life. My door is full of post-its. I happen to find post-its. I was supposed to go buy post-its, but I happen to find post-its. But anyways, so so there's purpose in listening to the signs. And I know that even though we're on a break, things will fall into place however they're supposed to, right? Things will fall into place. I went to pick up books yesterday from a shop that we found that I was like, oh, this is going to be so great for my learning, you know, just the things that I'm trying to tap into a little more and understand a little more and just get for inspiration, really, truly, you know. I'm inspired by things I hear, by things I see, by things I smell. Like, it's just like all my five senses. So I went to pick up my books. And I was also getting lost in the shop. I love to get lost. And I was seeing the signs. I was seeing 777 and a few other signs, and then when I was getting checked out too, he of course worked his magic, and my total bill was $111 and some cents. And he pointed out, I didn't think about it, but he's just like, hey, it's 111. Like, oh, okay. Really? And I thought he did it on purpose, but he's just like, how am I gonna do that on purpose? I have to calculate tax and stuff. So early this morning, because I didn't go to sleep until like 4, I did the math and numerology, right? Where is it? Because I thought that was I did the math, right? 777. 7 times 3 is 21. 2 plus 1 is 3. 111. You add those up and you get 3. So I don't know. I'm not worried. I'm not worried anymore. I'm not worried. I have faith that things are gonna turn out as they should. You know, this big project that I entered it, this creative project that includes everything that is in here for me. I know I'm not going to be able to do by myself. It's going to require a team. And I don't want to put that on anybody. I'm going to just put it out there in the universe, and I'm going to meditate on it. And if it's supposed to happen, it will happen, and things will fall into place for it. And I know that, you know, those who are destined to take part in this project with me, they will come to me. I don't have to come to them. They will come to me, right? Because in the end, I choose love. And those who choose love will follow. Those who choose love will follow. I am balancing all parts of myself, right? I'm still balancing all the kings and queens of myself, right? Kings and queens of swords, cups, wands, pentacles. I'm balancing all of that within me. I'm balancing all of the elements within me for this next big project that I truly believe right? I think summer of 2021, I think that's when it'll really start to take off. So I have between now and then to really get stuff figured out. I've worked on my mental healing, emotional healing of the past. The only thing that's left is my physical healing, inside and out. That's what I'll be focusing on. And knowledge, really. Knowledge, learning, right? Patience is needed right now. Patience is needed. Yeah, I'm excited. Okay, I really need to keep these videos short. All right. I just wanted to share that. I hope you guys use this last week, right? You know, I wish you guys a happy new year, but I really hope this last week of 2020, that you really make it count. You start fresh. You do what you need to do. Let go of the things that don't serve you, or else a tower moment will happen, and realign yourself, right? Balance. Realign yourself. Tap into your heart space, and be open to embracing the possibilities around you with no specific person in mind, just trusting that God, source, the universe, will bring in your life the people who are destined to be in your life. Because we all have an impact to make. We all have a purpose. And I'm embracing mine. I hope you do too. Have a good one, you guys.